Alright, I have to show you something. Take a look at this graph. This is a graph showing every pitcher in 2021 and how many hit by pitches they have thrown. Ideally, a starting pitcher wants to be in the bottom right corner of this graph, as that means they have thrown lots of innings and haven't hit many batters. The higher up the y-axis you are, the more batters you have hit. The 4 pitchers in this right-hand corner are Joe Musgrove, Charlie Morton, Jose Barrios, and Kyle Hendricks. These 4 are among the top 10 in hit by pitches in 2021. With the most coming from Joe Musgrove with 18 hit by pitches in 181 1/3 innings pitched. However, this total ranks second in the league. So who's number 1? And more importantly, where's number 1? This is Austin Adams.
Struck him out, 2 down. Look out, and there's another hit batter. Way inside, and it got him.
He almost hit for right. He did hit him. Oh my goodness.
Unless you're a Padres or Mariners fan, it's very possible you've never heard of Adams before the 2021 season. Today, everyone knows Adams as the guy who hits lots of batters with his slider, 24 batters to be exact. However, this trend of hitting a bunch of batters is something completely new to Adams. But before I talk about how Adams became one of the wildest pitchers in modern baseball history, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Fetch Rewards. Fetch Rewards is a super easy to use free app where you earn rewards on literally everything you buy. From nationwide retailers and restaurants to local small businesses, you can use those receipts to earn rewards with Fetch. Recently, I decided to start collecting vinyl records. I went to a locally owned record shop the other day and saved the receipt. All I did was scan the receipt, confirm the name of the store, and just like that, I have points. It's that simple. These points turn into gift cards for companies ranging from Amazon to Starbucks to PlayStation and much more. Also, for the online shoppers out there, Fetch has got you covered. All you do is press this e-receipt button and the app scans your email and Amazon account for recent purchases. We all love free stuff, and Fetch Rewards gives you an easy way to earn some free rewards. You can get started right now with an extra 3,000 points from me when you use the sign up link in the description. Be sure to enter the code STORM when you scan your first receipt. Thank you, Fetch Rewards, for sponsoring this video. 2021 was Adams' first real season in the big leagues. He made his big league debut in 2017 with the Washington Nationals after being traded from the Angels, the team that drafted Adams in the 8th round of the 2012 draft. He played 9 games in 3 years with the Nationals before being traded to the Mariners in 2019, where he had a very solid tenure. Then, halfway through the 2020 season, Adams was traded to the Padres in the big Austin Nola deal. This leads us to 2021, where Adams has done something never seen before. As a reliever, a pitcher who has only completed 52 2/3 innings during the regular season, Adams hit 24 batters, by far the most of any pitcher in the league. Funny enough, do you know which batter was hit the most this past season? Ty France, who was part of the deal that brought Adams to San Diego. France, along with Mark Canha, was hit 27 times in 2021. Like Adams, France's first real opportunity for a full season was in 2021. The difference is that while France was a regular starter for the Mariners, appearing in 152 games, Adams appeared in 65 games and played less than 1 inning in many of those outings. And I can't stress this enough. He hit 24 batters in less than 53 innings of work. Like, okay, this graph is crazy, right? Well, let's read off some more stats. Before 2021, Adams played in 41 career games and completed 42 innings of work. He hit only 2 batters in that span. In fact, let's add in strikeout and walk rates. To be fair, the walk rate is inflated by his short stints in 2017 and 2018, but it's truly incredible to see such a high strikeout rate while also having a high walk rate as well as hitting a bunch of batters. It's like batters can't get contact on Adams, not only because they're being hit by his sliders, but when Adams actually controls the pitch, it's a fantastic pitch. Among pitchers who pitched between 40 and 100 innings in 2021, Adams had the 7th lowest hits per 9 rate. The odds of a batter getting a hit off Adams or getting hit by Adams was relatively the same. I can't get over how insane that is. So, if we're counting players before 1900, the title for wildest pitcher ever goes to Phil Nell, who hit 54 batters in 1891. But here's the thing. He pitched 462 innings in that season. If we double the amount of innings Adams pitched in 2021 and assume he continues to hit batters at the exact same rate, he'd only be 6 batters away from the record with 350 innings left to pitch. So let's add a filter of no more than 300 innings pitched in a season. Alright, only 8 players above Adams. One of them is Nell once again. But the problem is the most recent season here is 1909. So let's change the dates of this leaderboard to the live ball era, which according to StatHead began in 1920. Just like that, Adams is the hit by pitch king. But scrolling down this list, we come to the realization that none of these players pitched less than 100 innings in their particular season. So what happens if we add that filter? Chan Ho Park in 2004 pitched less than 100 innings and hit 13 batters. But that doesn't really count because he was a starting pitcher. Carlos Marmol was a reliever in 2009, and he hit 12 batters, but he pitched 20 more innings than Adams. So this leads to my final question for StatHead. How many pitchers have thrown less than 53 innings in a season and hit more than 10 batters? 2. Adams and Oral Hershiser in 2001, at age 41. Hershiser was released mid-season with an ERA over 13. He never pitched again. So now that we understand how absurd Adams' feat actually was, what caused it? Well, it really comes down to one pitch, the slider. After Adams was traded to the Mariners, his slider usage rose significantly. Funny enough, Adams mentioned mid-season that working on the spin rate of his fastball was his main priority. He said the way he approaches an at-bat is to use his stuff to the best of his ability. He does this by throwing as hard as possible in games and refining his pitches during practice. Also, Adams has an interesting perspective on fastball usage. Over the past decade, fastball velocity has increased, but according to Adams, this doesn't mean fastball usage needs to go up. If a reliever is making a batter guess in the batter's box, that's a win. And with data accessibility increasing, this allows pitchers like Adams to receive instant feedback on how they should approach batters. By mid-2019, Adams' slider was one of the most effective in baseball, thanks in part to the increased usage rate. However, the slider usage increase in 2019 was a sign of a pattern in the Mariners organization. In 2019, the Mariners were the leaders of the pitch backward revolution, meaning they were the team who threw the least amount of fastballs in favor of throwing more off-speed and breaking pitches. So basically, Adams pitching for the Mariners was a perfect fit, but a year later, he was traded to the Padres. While he only got to play 3 games in 2020, Adams' slider usage foreshadowed what was to come in 2021. Only 1 month into the season, this headline illustrates what Adams was going to do for the rest of the season. In his first 7 1/3 innings of the season, Adams hit 5 batters, which is the most of any pitcher in that span since 1960. But his strikeout rate was 9th in the league. Before we move on, I want to see this pitch in action. Let's see what an off day and an on day looks like for Adams. Let's go to April 16th. Adams was brought into the game with the Padres down by 1 run. He instantly throws a slider for a ball. Then he gets Smith to chase a high slider, but a slider backs up on Adams and hits Smith in the elbow. Max Muncy is nearly hit by a fastball, but the next fastball is thrown for a strike. Then he nearly hits Muncy, but gets a strike on the next pitch. Adams ended up walking Muncy. Next batter, Chris Taylor. 3 sliders, 3 strikes. And that was the end of Adams' outing. Not a great outing as a runner ended up scoring. 2 days later, Adams would face the Dodgers once again.
That is strike 3. 9 total. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Will Smith.
13 sliders, 2 fastballs, 3 strikeouts. Yes, I didn't show every pitch, but trust me when I say that none of Adams' pitches from this outing were as reckless as his last outing. This is why Adams' slider is the most dangerous pitch in the league. The results vary from this to this. At one point, Adams was a highlight of the Padres bullpen, but he ended the season in a very disappointing way, with September being a main lowlight from his season. This was the month with the most hit by pitches. In fact, 3 of them were in one game, which I believe was the night that the rest of the baseball world was introduced to Adams.
And he hits him. And he hit him.
Oh my goodness, he's tied the record. Adams fires 1-2.
3 hit batters, with nearly a 4th as Trey Turner dodged a pitch to his head. Unfortunately, Adams had already hit John Birdie in the head earlier in the season, causing a concussion and ending Birdie's season. Now you understand just how erratic Adams was in 2021, which can be characterized by the final batter Adams hit, Yadier Molina. This broke the live ball record for most hit by pitches in a season. But check out the pitch beforehand.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And both runners will advance.
Yeah, Adams ended the season with the 2nd highest slider usage in the league. Among the 11 pitchers with a slider usage above 60%, Adams ranks towards the top of this group in many notable stats, ranging from strikeout rate, whiff rate, and walk rate. Interestingly, his swing rate is the 2nd lowest in the group, but the whiff rate is the 2nd highest. How does this make any sense? Well, this means that if he's actually controlling his slider well, he will likely get the batter to chase it. But when he can't control the pitch, it's so wildly off the plate that the batter definitely won't swing. With all of this in mind, given that 2021 was Adams' first full season as a big leaguer, I honestly doubt this wildness will continue. We've likely just witnessed one of the wildest anomaly seasons in baseball history. It's possible he reaches double digits again, but given his history of working with analytics to fix mechanical issues, there's a decent chance he's able to figure it out for 2022. Maybe this is wishful thinking, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.